we had to bring Jeff in here with us on set for an exclusive story on an interview you got with Thomas. And, the guy is you can't not help but root for him, but he wants to play in the NBA.
Yeah, it's going to be, to me, Eric, he's a guy who, only time will tell if he can make it in the NBA, but he seems like, to me, a guy who, if he gets a chance, it'd be hard to get rid of this guy. Yeah. Once he gets there and gets with your team, just a matter of him getting that chance. Now, his time playing at SFA is up, of course, so we can't just go down to Nacogdoches and talk to the guy anymore, but thanks to today's technology, we caught up with Thomas recently via FaceTime to chat about both his time at SFA and what he's doing now to try and make it in the pros.
Thomas Walkup ended his college basketball career as one of the most decorated players in Stephen F. Austin and Southland Conference history. He's SFA's all-time leading Division I scorer, a two-time Southland Player of the Year, and three-time conference tournament MVP. Walkup tended to put more importance on his team's accomplishments and downplay his personal accolades. And even though he's done playing for SFA, that attitude hasn't really changed.
They don't mean much, anything different now. Probably not enough time has passed, but things have been just going 100 miles an hour. I haven't even had a ton of time to look back and and really take the time, even though I try and realize what we've done and how special it was.
The reason Walkup hasn't had a lot of time is he's still hard at work. His home base, so to speak, is now in Phoenix, where his weekly routine involves hitting the weight room and the court to work towards his goal of reaching the NBA. Walkup has also traveled the country and already worked out for several NBA teams.
A lot of guys stress out about it. I try not to stress out about it just because it's, you only get to do this, sort of thing once, and try to enjoy it and try to, savor every minute of it. It is a job interview, but at the same time, I'm doing what I love. I'm playing basketball, and that's fun.
In college, Walkup transformed from a player with just 2 scholarship offers out of high school into a 2-time AP All-American. But becoming a pro is another big transition. The former Lumberjack says he's working on certain parts of his game, but also believes he already has a lot to offer.
I'm a high character guy. High character, hard worker, toughness, do whatever my job is. And I think, that's something that every NBA team can use, especially, the really good organizations that value high character is something that, where I think I'd be a really good fit.
Walkup was not invited to the NBA Draft Combine this month, and he may not hear his name called at the draft next month. But if he's not drafted, that doesn't mean his ultimate goal of playing in the NBA is out of reach.
Well, that's the one thing I've really learned. There's hundreds of different roads and ways to the NBA, and everybody's is different. I really think that you can't set one goal because you can't say that I want to be drafted, because that might not be your way to the NBA. So I think that every single road is different. You just got to work your way and keep on that road until you do make it, and keep your dreams alive.
Every time it seemed like we would ask his former coach, Brad Underwood, about Thomas Walkup. The first thing always seemed to be the hard work, how hard he worked and how much he built himself into that player that he became.
You look on tonight's roster with the Cavs and Raptors, a lot of those guys were not drafted. I mean, he is right about an avenue to get here, and I've been telling you, those Spurs,
there you go.
Wouldn't it fit?
I think so. He talked about those organizations that value character. It seems like that'd be a good spot.